Hey guys, today we go over the latest software update. Today we're going over the latest software update, which is version 2019.16.1. And you can see here, we've got a description of the changes. It says the driving visualization has been adjusted to automatically zoom in and out to better utilize screen space and inform you when a vehicle is detected in your blind spot. The visualization remains zoomed out while driving on highways. Next item, Sentry Mode improvements. It's now easier to enable or disable Sentry Mode by tapping the Sentry Mode icon at the top of your home screen when your car is in park. Put the car in park, the Sentry Mode icon comes up and you can merely hit it. It also says your car can also default Sentry Mode to always be enabled when your vehicle is in park by going to Controls, Safety, Security Mode on. If selected on, you can exclude home, work, or your favorite places by selecting the checkboxes. If a location is selected, Sentry Mode will be disabled when your car is parked near these locations. So, lane departure avoidance. Lane departure avoidance is designed to warn you or assist you with corrective steering if it detects your vehicle unintentionally started to drift out of the driving lane without a turn signal engaged. So this is kind of cool. Assist. Your car will attempt corrective steering back into the driving lane if an unintended lane departure is detected when traveling between 25 and 90 miles per hour. Or 40 to 145 kilometers an hour. When steering intervention occurs, the designated lane line is highlighted in blue, warning your steering wheel vibrates when an unintended lane departure is detected. So, let's see here. Emergency lane departure avoidance to improve safety. Emergency lane departure avoidance is designed to steer your vehicle back into the driving lane if a potential collision is detected. And I've actually had this happen to me already, even though I've only had the update for a few days. When emergency steering intervention occurs, the designated lane line is highlighted in red. A warning on the touchscreen is displayed. It's right. It would come in right there. And a chime will sound. This setting always enabled when start your car, but can be turned off for a single drive. So, and also software update preferences. You now have the option to receive new software updates as soon as they become available for your car configuration and region. And then Swedish language support. And it contains minor bug improvements and fixes. So, this is one of the best updates yet. A couple things. First off, the Sentry Mode icon being up at the top. Absolutely wonderful. I love it. Sentry Mode is the greatest, by the way. But the driving visualization, if you look over here, the graphics on the car is tremendously improved. Now watch, if I put it in drive, see how the animation changes and how large the car is? Now, what's interesting, and it doesn't show up on camera, although I'll drive and see if I can get it to see if you guys can see it at all. You can see, well, for one thing, the car now changes direction. See, if I steer left and right, the car changes direction. Kind of nice. But when you're driving, if you look close, the reflection on the glass roof, when you're moving, it looks as though the reflection of clouds in the sky and trees along the side of the road are moving along the roof. If you look, you can see that there are shadows on the roof that are moving at about this speed along the roof. It changes with the speed of the car, and if you're stopped, the reflections on the roof stop. Now, I've gone underneath overpasses, and I don't really see that. I think it's just a graphic they add. I don't think it's the actual representation of things that you're driving past. However, it's interesting that the car, it sees, you get a graphic representation of the reflections of what you're driving past. So really a fascinating feature or aspect of this graphics change. So let's see, let me get going here up this road. So I'm going to turn it into autopilot here. So and I do have my left hand on the wheel, but the lane lines are tucked closer to the car, so you can better see exactly where the car is in the lane. And again, the graphic representation of the car is tremendous, and even to the point where when the brake lights come on, you can see them very closely. When the headlights come on, you can see I'm drifting in the lane there just a little bit. It's much more accurate in vehicle placement in the lane. When the headlights are on, you can see the taillights come on as well. The third brake light shows up. At night, the license plate lights show up. I mean, the graphics are just fantastic. It's a lot of fun to sort of observe it, especially when you're in autopilot and there's various cars around you. The graphics are really, really good. And when you're on the expressway, it zooms in and out. Now you can see that it started to take the turn lane a little bit there, but you can much better see where the car is in the lane. It's like autopilot is fighting more accurately to keep the car within the lines there. Kind of neat. Now, one other thing, I mentioned that collision avoidance and lane departure. The day that I got this update, I think it was 4 days ago, something like that, 4 or 5 days ago, I was driving manually, not in autopilot, and I glanced down at something that was on my center console, and the car drifted. Let's see if it'll do it here. No, well, the car drifted over to the lane line. I was like on the lane line about like that, and there was a car coming in the other lane, and I didn't realize it, and because I glanced down, and I just drifted over for a slight second. But that is when accidents occur, when you just take your eyes off the road for a second. And I heard this beep, 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 and the wheel vibrated, and the car pulled over pretty solidly to get me back into the lane, and there was a red indicator. I tried getting a picture of it with my phone, but the red warning disappeared before I could get it on camera. But it said something along the lines of collision detected, evasive action taken, or something like that on the screen. Absolutely awesome. I mean, it was awesome. And it only does it if it senses that you're not only drifting out of the lane, but that there is also a car approaching. Now, I don't want to test that with a car approaching. It's dangerous, and I find it to be rude to the other driver, so I really don't want to do that. But I've tested it. See, there's no cars coming. If I go right on the lane, it's not really doing anything. But if there was a car coming, it would. And also, I'm not on an expressway. I think if I were on an expressway, even without another car, I think it would do it. But in that instance, when it intervened, there was a car coming, and I was on the line, and it took evasive action for me. So very, very cool. I am absolutely thrilled with this update, and if nothing else, just the graphics on the screen for the car is absolutely wonderful. But the Sentry Mode is nice, and I can't quite. I know they haven't listed any changes to autopilot, but the autopilot seems to be a little bit more accurate now. I don't know if that's a good way to word it, but it is autopilot just seems to be working a bit better. You can see the car turn as I turn that corner there. Go ahead and put it in autopilot here. So, but just the graphic representation on the screen is really nice, but that collision avoidance and lane departure is absolutely stellar. So, I'm a big fan, and I'm thrilled to death with this update. So, I will keep you guys apprised of any other updates that come, and obviously ownership experience of the car. I am currently at 42,503 miles on the car. My lifetime average is 231 watt-hours per mile. And over the last 123 miles of driving, I've gotten 188 watt-hours per mile. And just since getting in the car for the last 5 miles to shoot this video, I've gotten 236. So there's some efficiency numbers for you. So anyway, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And my referral code will be a link in the description below. Thanks a lot, guys. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Take it easy now. Bye-bye.